Well, next month is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this morning we want to preview the month ahead by sharing some mental health influences that you may not have realized. We want to welcome back Dr. Natalie Pickering. Always fun to have her on the show. She's always talking about these great topics, making us think, getting our wheels turning, and next month certainly very important month.
It is, yeah. I thought we could just do a sneak preview, and I'd love to just give people some new ideas of things that may be impacting their mental health. We know the common ones, right? Stress, you know, maybe people are struggling with depression, you know, some of the clinical things. But I wanted to highlight 3 ideas that maybe people haven't considered. The first one is nutrition. There's a whole growing field. We call it nutritional psychology or nutritional psychiatry. Yeah.
So nutrition we always think, of course, what nutrition means for our physical.
Exactly. But it's really implicated in your mental health. So for example, sugar. If I eat lots of sugar, it spikes my insulin, and then cortisol has to rush in to neutralize that. And cortisol is our stress hormone, and it makes us feel more anxious. So our food choices can actually help our mental health.
Okay, interesting. Good to know. Nutrition.
Yep. The second factor is your environment. I think we really focus on me, or you know, changing my mindset, changing my emotions, but sometimes we don't think about, you know, the groups we're a part of. It could be work, it could be, you know, all kinds of groups.
Friendship circles.
Exactly. Culture influences, society influences. It's all like these, any circles that are influencing me are impacting me positively or negatively. And I think asking the question, what about all these external influences maybe impacting my mental health?
They can have a huge impact.
Yes.
Yeah, the peers around you. Okay, so nutrition and then our environment.
Yep. And then the third one, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I'm calling it pretending.
Okay.
And a lot of the work that I do, and a lot of the deeper work that I do, is getting honest with how much we do that. So, for example, a simple example is, I'm fine, right? Even in our
we always say we're fine.
Exactly.
Everything's fine.
Exactly. Good. So there's a lot of pretending that maybe these uncomfortable emotions aren't impacting me, or pretending that I have to be this version of myself. There's lots of ways that we can be pretending that are costing us and our mental health.
Okay, and we don't have quite as much time for you to read your story, but we want you to read a little bit of the Velveteen Rabbit here, because it's a great illustration.
So I love this quick segment from the Velveteen Rabbit that I think is an invitation just to give people to reflect on.
Okay.
And the story, the toys, you know, come to life in the story, and the Velveteen Rabbit wants to know, well, how do I get to be real? And the Skin Horse, who's an old toy, here's the conversation. So what is real? Asked the rabbit one day. They were lying side by side. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you are made, said the Skin Horse. It's a thing that happens to you when a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the Skin Horse. When you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once or bit by bit? It doesn't happen all at once, said the Skin Horse. You become, it takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, your eyes drop out, you get loose in the joints and very shabby, but these things don't matter at all, because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to people who don't understand.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, I could talk to you about this topic forever. They're wrapping me up, so I'm going to give everybody your website. Great information if you would like more, yourhighestplace.com. And of course, if you have a topic you'd like Miss Natalie to cover, she'd be happy to hear from you. And there is her address. We'll be right back.